Hello everyone, welcome back to Crafts by the Bow. Today I'm using one of my favourite templates. It's a really easy one, and it's one of those that this is the basic piece, but you can add all sorts of things and change it up. But as long as you've got these basic sizes, it means that your cards are always going to work out, the paper's always cut to the right size, and it just makes it really simple. And I'm also using Clubhouse, which is a set that is going to retire at the end of the month, and it won't be in the new June catalogue. So I'm using this, and I'm also going to use some of the paper. Now the Clubhouse paper, I think that's what it's called, Country Club Designer paper, I beg your pardon. It's all golf themed, but on the back there are different designs that if you don't really want something golf-like, these work for lots of masculine cards. I think this would look nice even on Christmas cards. There's a green plaid one, let's see, this one here, that I think is going to go really well on Christmas cards. So just because one side is themed, don't think that, oh, I can only buy that if I want to make golf cards, because you can't. Have a look in the clearance section and the last chance product section, because lots of the design series paper is currently on sale because it won't go into the new catalogue. But I've chosen this piece because it's got these images on the back that are already sort of pre-stamped. You don't have to stamp. You don't even have to have the stamp set if you don't want. You could use these images too. So let me show you what I'm going to make. You already know that it's going to be this as my basic template. And what I've done, I've already cut some things and I've already started to get things ready. So I've got my basic card just folded in half in Night of Navy. And I've got just a piece of Whisper White, and I've taken a little piece of this DSP. I've also used that DSP on the back of my envelope. And I've got a piece ready for the front, so all my paper is going to be matching. And I stuck just a tiny weeny bit on there that was an offcut. Wasn't something that I needed, or it wasn't big enough for lots of things, but it was big enough just to coordinate the inside of my card. And I do like either stamping inside or putting a little piece of the designer series paper just so that it all matches. I think that's a nice little touch. Okay, so there's the inside of our card done. Now, on the template, the first layer is a piece of card. But instead of card for this one, I'm using designer series paper. I did like this side with the golf flags, but once I'd put the little image on, you wouldn't see those flags. You only saw lots of sticks, and it didn't really look how I wanted it to. So I went with this side. Just make sure that that's straight, and it's got that nice little border all the way around. A little bit of glue there, a little bit much. Let me just get my glue eraser. Just erase that. Now it's not sticky or anything. Okay. Now the next part of our card, it's got another layer of card and then a white layer of card. So I've got my other layer of card ready. And what I also do with these, when I've cut my pieces, I just put them on and just check that, oh yeah, that's cut to the right size. Because sometimes I've sort of misread or cut badly and it doesn't quite fit, but by using this template I know it's going to fit. Now for this white piece, that's where this comes in, and I cut this piece out and then I trimmed it so that that's going to be our white piece, but I don't have to stamp on it. And can you see how it's going to make our background? But I don't actually have to do anything. So I'm going to pop this on with the snail. Now our snail is retiring and we're getting something else. And so I'm using my snail up because I'm really excited about what we're getting. We're getting 2 options like we used to have. And if you followed me for a while, you know that there's one particular adhesive that we don't have anymore that I really love. And I'm thinking that I might be really happy next month. Okay, so here we are. This is already done. I'm going to attach it to the card. I was excited when I saw the new catalogue and saw some of the adhesives. Okay, and then I'm just going to pop that in the front. Making sure it's straight. I'm lining it up on these little diamonds here. Okay. So there we are. That's our basic template copied. Now, if you wanted, you could colour these in, just put a little sentiment on the front and your card would be done. But I wanted to do something just extra. So I took the Clubhouse stamps and I stamped this guy in just the, I think I used the basic grey. Yes, I did. I just stamped him in basic grey. And then I used this die to cut him out. And I'm going to give him a quick little colour in. Not anything, you know, really fancy, just easy colouring. I'm going to just pop a little piece of paper under there. There we go, just a little piece of scrap paper. And I chose some of the colours that were in the background. So I chose greens and blues to colour him in with. And let's see, I've got my old olive here and I'm just going to do this little bit at the bottom so that it looks like the grass. And then I'm just going to do his shirt. Very, very quick kind of colouring with the blends. Now you may have seen on the Last Chance product page that it looks like the blends are retiring because lots of the blends are on there. They're not retiring, but at the moment Stampin' Up sell them in, I'm just going to change ends. Stampin' Up sell them individually, and so you can buy just the light or just the dark, but in the new catalogue they're starting to sell them in packs of 2, so you get the light and the dark together. So they are still there in the new catalogue, it's just the singles that are retiring. We will be having more colours and everything as well. Okay, so what have I got here? My dark balmy blue. I'm just going to do these little golf trousers in the balmy blue. And again, the shadowing's already there. Stampin' Up's already done that for us. So you don't even have to worry, because if, like me, you're just going to go over him once, like this, it automatically adds those little bits of shading. So it looks like you've put different colours in, and I am quite a lazy colourer, unless I'm doing watercolour crayons, and then I like to put lots of colours in and take my time. But honestly, when you're making fast cards, I think blends really work well. You don't have to do an awful lot. And the best thing is nobody knows. Nobody knows if you've done much or not. And even if they did, what does it matter? Okay, I'm going to do his hat while I'm here. Okay, now I just went over the edge there, you can probably see. So I'm going to get my colour lifter. I'm just going to go over that a couple of times and it will disappear. Okay, let's have him coloured in. I've got, what have I got here? The ivory marker. I'm just going to colour his arms in with this. Oh, and I'm going to change the end because I need to do these little fingers here. And for doing little pieces, I like to use the bullet end, not the brush end. Let's do his neck. And that tiny bit of his ear there that we can see. I'm wondering, this is a little finger maybe. Yeah, and I think that's the end of the stick, the golf club, the stick. Okay, now I've got a smoky slate here, and I'm going to do the golf club. I'm just going to do this little end and the handle and the shaft. There we go. And then I'm also going to use this for his little shoes. You can only see the back of his shoes, and they already are coloured in, but just a little bit of the blend just sort of makes it look a bit better. And you can see that it's still got that shading because of the way Stampin' Up coloured it. Now this little piece, I'm not sure if it's a belt or his back, so I'm going to do it with that just in case it's his back under his shirt. There we go. And that's all the colouring I'm doing. That's it. Quick, wasn't it? Okay. Now what I've also done is I've stamped this happy birthday, and I used the basic grey again, and I used this little banner piece to cut it out with. Now if you don't have the dies, this actually is a really easy one to fussy cut, and you could use different banner dies from punches or whatever you've got for doing the happy birthday sentiment. But because it was all there in the box together, I just used it all. Okay, and so here it is, already stamped and cut out with that little die. And so I'm going to put him just at this left-hand side, but I don't want him to be flat like that. I want to raise him up. So I'm going to get my dimensionals and pop him on those. Now if you found that you did want to colour this background, it would be easy to do in blends or with your watercolour crayons, or even with an aqua brush and straight from an ink pad. You don't actually need many colours. Okay, so let's pop him on here. I want to be able to see this left-hand side of the card still, only a little bit. There. I just like how that gives that, you know, that 3D look. And then here's our little birthday banner, and I'm going to pop this on here. And again, I'm going to put it on with dimensionals, but I'm going to get my smaller ones out. Let's see. There we are. Let's use these little ones here. I think these fit better on this size sentiment. And I'm only going to put a couple on. And then I just got to think about where I want to put it. I could put it near him. I actually quite like it over here though. And there we are. That's it. Now I did use one of the dies in here to cut some grass out as well. I used this little die here. There isn't a stamp for it, it is just a die. And I wondered, I might even put some of the grass here, look. I think that would look pretty good as well. So, yep, I think I will. I'm going to attach the first one with this liquid glue just onto the bottom here. It covers up his shoes a little bit, but that's okay, you can still see through them. And then let's see. Probably I'd put these on with, let's find a better one than that. I'd put these on with dimensionals. Yeah, I'm just going to put a little half a dimensional at the edges. Let's get those back out again. Where did I put them? Okay, there. And we'll find some scissors. Let's see, I might be able to just use, actually, I think one would just fit at the edge. at this one and just put it at the opposite edge. There we go. And then that's actually not any higher really than the stamped image here, so it won't be any different for postage. I know I can get away with one dimensional on ordinary postage, but once it has more than one or lots of embellishments, then I know I have to pay extra. So there we go, that's my card for today, and let's find that envelope again with its matching envelope. And one thing that also comes with this set are these little wooden pieces, and you can stamp on them. I could have stamped the happy birthday on there and actually put the wooden piece on as well. And it's got, you know, all sorts of little bits. And I think these are still in the retirement list things as well. I like these ones too, because this stamp, the Father's Day stamp, would actually fit on there too. And I think that would look quite nice. Okay, so there we are. That's my card for today. All the sizings I will put on my blog, but I will also just add this for you so that you can see what the sizings for this base card are. Thanks very much for watching, everybody. I'm really enjoying crafting at the moment, and although it's not the best time for everybody right now, it's nice to spend some time at home and just to be quiet, and it's very therapeutic making crafts. So thanks for watching me. I really appreciate it. Bye bye, everyone.